Hi children, good morning everybody. So in this video we are going to see the last part of our first supplementary lesson, the Tempest. So what we have seen in the last class? In the last class we have seen that Prospero is giving some laborious work to Ferdinand to check his constancy. That is, he is giving some hard works, the work which makes him very tired. Okay, so he is giving some laborious work to Ferdinand. So Miranda, as she is falling in love with Ferdinand, because she has not seen any other beautiful human being like Ferdinand in her life, since she had seen only her father. Okay, so since she is falling in love with Ferdinand, she could not bear with the heavy work done by Ferdinand. So she is asking him to take some rest so that she will be continuing his work, that is Ferdinand's work. But Ferdinand refuses that, and he says that he will be taking rest only after completing his work. So this is what we have seen in the last class, right? So now let us continue the last part of the Tempest. So Prospero, who had enjoined Ferdinand this task merely as a trial of his love, was not at his books as his daughter supposed, but was standing by them invisible to overhear what they said. So what Miranda is telling to Ferdinand, so in the last class we have seen Miranda is telling to Ferdinand that her father is in his room, that is he is in his study room, so definitely he will not be coming out. Okay, so that Ferdinand can take some rest. So she is telling this to Ferdinand. So as Miranda thought, okay, so what is her thought? Her father is in his study room and he will not be coming out for some hours. Okay, so listen here. Prospero, who had enjoined Ferdinand this task merely as a trial of his love. Okay, so was not at his books as his daughter Miranda supposed. Okay, so Prospero, who had enjoined means that is he is the person who had instructed. Okay, enjoined means instructing to do something, to do some work or something, whatever it is. So Prospero is the person who had instructed Ferdinand this task. Task means work. So what is the work done by Ferdinand? Carrying heavy logs and piling them. Okay, so this task merely as a trial of his love. So why Prospero is giving such a laborious task, that is work, to Ferdinand is because he wants to check the love of Ferdinand towards Miranda. Okay, so he was not at his books as his daughter supposed. So what Miranda is thinking, her father is in his study room, that is he is studying magic books, but it is not so as his daughter supposed. So as his daughter Miranda thought, Prospero is not in his study room. So where he is? So but was standing by them invisible. So he was standing near them. Near whom? Near Ferdinand and Miranda. So he was not in his study room as Miranda is thinking. Instead he is standing near Ferdinand and Miranda to overhear what they said, and they are overhearing their conversation. He is overhearing their conversation. Whose conversation? Miranda and Ferdinand's conversation. Okay, so Ferdinand inquired her name, which she told, saying it was against her father's express command she did so. Okay, so Ferdinand inquired her name. So Ferdinand is asking what her name is. Okay, which she told. So for that what she, that is Miranda, is replying to Ferdinand is saying it was against her father's express command she did so. So she is telling that it was against her father's command. That is, she doesn't want to tell her name to Ferdinand. It was her father's command. Okay, so she's telling that it is against my father's command to say my name. And then Ferdinand, in a fine long speech, told the innocent Miranda he was heir to the crown of Naples, that she should be his queen. Okay, so now Prospero is overhearing all this conversation. Overhearing. What does mean by overhearing? ஓவர்ஹியரிங்னா அவங்களுக்கு தெரியாமல் மற்றவங்க பேசுகிறத நம்ம கேட்போம் இல்லையா, அவங்களுக்கு தெரியாமல் கேட்போம் இல்லையா, தட் இஸ் கால்ட் அஸ் overhearing. Okay, and then Ferdinand in a fine long speech. Okay, so then they are having some conversation, who? Ferdinand and Miranda. So in a fine long speech, so in a fine long speech means that is their conversation is going on good, it is nothing bad. Told the innocent Miranda he was heir to the crown of Naples. So what he is telling to Miranda is he is the heir to the crown of Naples. That is, he is the youngest prince to the crown of Naples. That is, next to his father, he will be the king of Naples, and that she should be his queen. Okay, so what he is telling here is, so they are conversing something good. So in that conversation, Ferdinand is telling to Miranda, he is expressing to Miranda that he is going to be the, that is, he is the younger prince, then he will be the prince next to his father, and she should be his queen. That means what he is expressing his love, that he wants to marry Miranda. Prospero then appeared before them. So when this conversation was going on between Ferdinand and Miranda, who is appearing in front of them? Miranda's father. Prospero is appearing in front of them. Fear nothing, my child, said he. I have overheard and approve of all you have said. And Ferdinand, if I have too severely used you, I will make you rich amends by giving you my daughter. All your vexations were but trials of your love, and you have nobly stood the test. Then, as my gift, take my daughter. Okay, so fear nothing, my child, said he. Who said? Prospero. So as he is appearing before Ferdinand and Miranda, Prospero is telling, fear nothing, don't get fear, don't be afraid, my dear children. I have overheard your conversation and approve all of you have said, and I am approving, I am accepting what you have all said. And Ferdinand, if I have too severely used you, so that is, he is telling to Ferdinand, who? Prospero is telling to Ferdinand, if I have too severely used you, too severely means if I have given you very harsh words, I will make you rich amends. Okay, so I'll give some compensation for that by giving you my daughter. So instead of that, I am going to give you my daughter. That is, Prospero had accepted, that is, he approved the affair between Miranda and Ferdinand. All your vexations were but trials of your love, and you have nobly stood the test. Okay, all your vexations means all your tiredness, all your worriedness of Ferdinand is tired of doing heavy work, and also he is worried that because he is the king of heir to the king of Naples, that is, he is the prince, so prince will not be accustomed to do heavy works, laborious works. Okay, So, all your vexations were, why I have given you all those works is to check your love, trials of your love, and you have nobly stood the test, and you have nobly, okay, you have obeyed everything in a positive manner. Then as my gift, take my daughter. So, I am going to give you a gift, that is, take my daughter Miranda. When Prospero left them, he called his spirit Ariel, who quickly appeared before him, eager to relate what he had done with Prospero's brother and the king of Naples. Okay, so when Prospero left them, he called his spirit Ariel. So after going away from them, from whom? Miranda and Ferdinand, he called. Who called? Prospero called his spirit Ariel, who quickly appeared before him. So Ariel instantly, immediately appeared before Prospero, eager to relate what he had done with Prospero's brother and the king of Naples. So Ariel is very eagerly, that is interestingly, appearing before Prospero, because Ariel wants to relate, that is, it wants to explain what he had done with Prospero's brother and the king of Naples. He wants to explain about what it had done to the Prospero's brother and the king of Naples. Ariel said he had left them almost out of their senses with fear at the strange things he had caused them to see and hear. Okay, so what Ariel is telling about Antonio and king of Naples is, he had left them, who? Ariel had left them almost out of their senses with fear. That is, they were almost in a state of confusion with lots of fear at the strange things, because some different things are happening there, right? At the strange things he had caused them to see and hear. Because why they were in a very confused and fearful manner is because Ariel had done some strange things for them to see and hear. Okay. When fatigued with wandering about and famished for want of food, he had suddenly set before them a delicious banquet, and then, just as they were going to eat, he appeared visible before them in the shape of a harpy, a voracious monster with wings, and the feast vanished away. Then, to their utter amazement, okay, listen this first. When fatigued with wandering, so fatigued means they were extremely hungry. Who are hungry? King of Naples and Antonio, they were extremely hungry. Okay, so when we are in a too much hunger, what will happen? We'll be feeling like having a faint mayakam vara madri, we'll be having a feeling, right? So when fatigued with wandering about, so wandering means they are wandering here and there in search of Ferdinand. Okay, so they were also feeling hungry, since because they are wandering here and there in search of Ferdinand, and famished for want of food. So what is mean by famished? Feeling very much hunger. Okay, so they were feeling very much hungry for want of food. He had suddenly set before them a delicious banquet. Okay, so Ariel is watching all these things, because Ariel will not be visible to anyone except Prospero, right? So he had suddenly, who? Ariel had suddenly set before them a delicious banquet. Okay, delicious banquet means, so banquet means a evening meal. Okay, there will be lots of variety of items to be tasted, right? That is called as banquet. See, this is called as banquet. So banquet means a formal meal with many varieties. Okay, so you feel like eating. Some of you may feel like eating when seeing these pictures, right? Okay, so banquet means a variety of meal, a formal meal, and many persons will be sitting around to eat. That is called as banquet, right? See, like this, there will be many varieties of food. So, all will be sitting around and they will be tasting. Okay, so this is called as banquet. I hope everyone of you understood what is meant by banquet, right? So, a variety of, many varieties of food items will be available and everyone will be sitting around and they will be tasting. Okay. Okay. So, he had suddenly set before them a delicious banquet, and then, just as they were going to eat, he appeared visible before them in the shape of a harpy. So, what happened? Ariel had, so Ariel is having magic power, right? So, it had by its magic delicious means very tasty. Okay, so it by its magic power it made a delicious banquet to appear before them. Appear before whom? Appear before Antonio and King of Naples. So, what is the condition of Antonio and King of Naples now? They are very tired and they are extremely hunger. Okay, and then just as they were going to eat, so soon after seeing the food, they have gone to eat it very eagerly. So, he appeared visible before them in the shape of a harpy. So, just you, every one of you imagine in your mind, there is a delicious food items. There are many delicious food items. Okay, so they were very hungry. So they were going to eat the food very interestingly, eagerly. They are very happy of seeing the food. When they are about to eat, what Ariel had done, he appeared visible before them in the shape of a harpy. Okay, so when they were about to eat, அப்படியே அவங்க பசியோடு சாப்பிட போகும்போது Ariel appeared before them in the shape of a harpy, a voracious monster with wings. So, Ariel is appearing in front of them in the shape of a harpy. Harpy means it is a monster. Okay, monster which has women's head and bird's wings. That is called as harpy. A voracious monster. Voracious means that is something eager for something. That is called as voracious. And the feast vanished away. Soon after, Ariel is appearing before them as a monster, as a harpy. What happened? The feast. Feast means that food. Okay, all this variety of foods vanished away. What happened? All the food vanished, disappeared suddenly. Okay, then to their utter amazement, then again what happened is, to their amazement means to their surprise, this seeming harpy spoke to them, reminding them of their cruelty in driving Prospero from his dukedom and leaving him and his infant daughter to perish in the sea, saying that for this cause these terrors were suffered to afflict them. Okay, so Ariel is making some food items to be appear before them, and they were about to eat it. It is appearing like as a very voracious monster, and the food disappeared away. Then, so they were very much confused. So already King of Naples and Antonio were in a confusing state, confusing condition, and they are very fearful. Okay, so by this happening, again their confusion and fearness had increased, and suddenly to their amazement, இதெல்லாம் நடந்துட்டு இருக்கும்போதே suddenly to their surprise, what happened? This Ariel spoke to them. Ariel is speaking to them, and what it is speaking is, it is reminding them. So it is recalling them about the cruelty done to Prospero and his daughter. So what Antonio had done, so he had plundered, he had taken away the dukedom from Prospero, and he had sent Prospero and his daughter Miranda in a boat, and he had left them in the sea without any belongings. Okay, so all these things Ariel is recalling to Antonio and the king of Naples, saying that for this cause these terrors were suffered to afflict them. So only for that, as a punishment for that, they are suffering from all this pain. Afflict means pain, harmful things, okay, painful things. So as a punishment to that, punishment to what? Sending Prospero and his daughter without any belongings to the sea in a small boat. As a punishment to that cruelty, they are suffering from all these pains. The king of Naples and Antonio, the false brother, repented the injustice they had done to Prospero. So what they are doing is, the king of Naples and Antonio were asking sorry for the things they had done to Prospero, injustice things done to Prospero. Then bring them here, Ariel, said Prospero. So Ariel is explaining all these things to whom? To Prospero. Now what Prospero is telling is, bring them here, Ariel. So now bring them here. Ariel soon returned with the king Antonio and old Gonzalo. So who is Gonzalo? Can you remember? Gonzalo is the faithful servant of whom? Faithful servant of Prospero. Okay. So Ariel soon returned with the king Antonio and old Gonzalo. This Gonzalo was the same who had so kindly provided Prospero formerly with books and provisions when his wicked brother left him, as he thought, to perish in an open boat in the sea. So who is this Gonzalo? Gonzalo is the same person, that is the faithful servant of Prospero, who had kept all the books belongings to Prospero and Miranda in the boat. So grief and terror had so stupefied their senses, and they did not know Prospero. He first discovered himself to the good old Gonzalo, calling him the preserver of his life, and then his brother and the king knew that he was the injured Prospero. Okay, so grief and terror had so stupefied their senses. Whose senses? What is meant by stupefied? That is, they were unable to think anything properly. That they did not know Prospero. They could not recognize Prospero. Who could not recognize? Gonzalo and Antonio. He first discovered himself to the good old Gonzalo, calling him the preserver of his life. So Prospero is calling Gonzalo as the preserver, that is the saver of his life. And then his brother and the king knew that he was the injured Prospero. So later then, his brother Antonio and the king of Naples recognized that he was Prospero. Antonio, with the tears and sad words of sorrow and true repentance, implored his brother's forgiveness, and Prospero forgave them, and upon their engaging to restore his dukedom, he said to the king of Naples, I have a gift in store for you too, and opening a door, showed him his son Ferdinand playing chess with Miranda. Okay, so Antonio with the tears and sad words of sorrow. So Antonio is full of tears and with sad words of sympathy and sorrow and true repentance. Repentance means that is with a sincere regret. implored his brother's forgiveness. He is asking for his brother's forgiveness. Forgiveness enna mannikkarathu. Whose forgiveness? Prospero's forgiveness. And Prospero forgave them, and also Prospero is forgiving them. Whom? Antonio and the king of Naples. And upon their engaging to restore his dukedom, he said to the king of Naples, okay, he is telling to the king of Naples, I have a gift in store for you too. Okay, so what he is telling, I am having a gift. And opening a door that is in the cave. So they are living in the cave. Prospero and Miranda are living in a cave in the island. Showed him his son Ferdinand playing chess with Miranda. So what he is showing? He is showing his son Ferdinand and his daughter playing chess. Nothing could exceed the joy of the father and the son at this unexpected meeting, for they each thought the other drowned in the storm. Okay, so nothing could exceed the joy of the father and the son. Okay, so both father and the son, that is Ferdinand and king of Naples, is very much happy because Ferdinand is thinking that his father is dead, and father is thinking that Ferdinand is dead. So as they are meeting each other, they are very happy, for they each thought the other drowned in the storm. Drowned na enna? Moolgi poidradhu. Okay. The king of Naples was almost as much astonished at the beauty and excellent graces of the young Miranda as his son had been. And also, the king of Naples was very much astonished, surprised at the beauty of Miranda as his son had been. So Ferdinand is also beauty, and as like Ferdinand, Miranda is also very much beauty. So the king of Naples is very much surprised and happy to see this. Who is this maid? Said he. Who is this girl? Who is asking? King of Naples. She is the daughter to this Prospero, who is the famous Duke of Milan, of whose renown I have heard so much, but never saw him till now. Of him I have received a new life. He has made himself to me a second father, giving me this dear lady, said Ferdinand. So what Ferdinand is telling here? So who is this girl? King of Naples is asking to Ferdinand. So what is the reply of Ferdinand? She is the daughter to this Prospero. She is the daughter of Prospero, who is the famous Duke of Milan. So Prospero is the famous Duke of Milan, of whose renown. So renown means all the fame abdina famous things. Okay, you have heard very much about the Duke of Milan. Who? Ferdinand. I have heard so much, but never saw him till now. That means நான் ப்ராஸ்பரோவை பற்றி நிறைய கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்கேன், பட் till now I have not seen him. Of him I have received a new life. Okay, so from him I have received a new life. He has made himself to me a second father, giving me this dear lady. Okay, so he became my second father by giving me this beautiful girl, Miranda. Okay, so what Ferdinand is telling to his father is, I have heard that Prospero is the Duke of famous King of Milan, but I have not seen him till now. So only now I have seen him, and he had given me a gift, and so by giving that gift he had became my second father. And what is that gift is? He had given me his beautiful daughter Miranda. No more of that, said Prospero. Let us not remember our troubles past, since they so happily have ended. So what Prospero is telling is, past is past. Let us not recall that, because now everything came to an end. And then Prospero embraced his brother and again assured him of his forgiveness. Then Prospero is embracing his brother, and again he is telling that I have forgiven you. Forgiven whom? Forgiven his brother Antonio. Prospero now told them that their ship was safe in the harbor and the sailors are on board her, and that he and his daughter would accompany them home the next morning. So what Prospero is telling, your ship is safe in the harbor and all the sailors are also in the ship very safe, and that he and his daughter, so Prospero and his daughter Miranda will accompany them, that is they will join them to the home, where? To Milan next morning. So we also will come to Milan along with you next morning. So before Prospero left the island, he dismissed Ariel from his service to the great joy of that lively little spirit. So before Prospero is leaving that island, so what he had done, he dismissed Ariel. So that is, he had released Ariel from his service to the great joy of that little lively little spirit. So Ariel is very much happy because he had been released by Prospero. Okay, so this is the end of the story. So let us have a small sum up of this. So this lesson, Tempest, is written by the famous writer William Shakespeare. So Prospero is father of Miranda and also famous Duke of Milan. Okay, so Miranda is his beautiful daughter. Both of them were living in the island. So Ariel is a obedient spirit to whom? To Prospero. Antonio is the brother of Prospero, and King of Naples is the friend of Antonio. Ferdinand is the son. He is the young prince and son of King of Naples. So Gonzalo is the faithful servant of Prospero. Sycorax is a witch. Caliban is an ugly monster. Caliban is the son of Sycorax. Okay, these are all the characters. Now, Prospero and Miranda were living in an island. Okay, why they are living in an island is because Antonio, his own brother, had sent Prospero and Miranda to live in the island because he is very possessive of he wants to become the king of Milan. So he had set them in a small boat and he had left them in the sea without any food and without any belongings. Okay, but what Gonzalo had done, Gonzalo is the faithful servant of Prospero. So what Gonzalo had done is, as he is the faithful servant, he had kept books, dresses and food, everything in the boat before they are getting inside the boat. So by eating that food, they had reached the island. Okay, now Prospero and Miranda were living in the island. Okay, now Ariel is the faithful spirit of Prospero. So this Ferdinand, king of Naples, and Antonio, and with some other sailors, they were sailing in the sea in a big ship. So with the help of Ariel, he is creating a big storm in the sea. Okay, this he is doing because they want to realize their mistake. Who? Antonio and king of Naples want to realize their mistake. Okay, so with the help of Ariel, he is creating so they are coming in the sea in a big ship. With the help of Ariel, Prospero is creating a storm in the sea with the help of his magic power. He is a magician. He knows black magic. Okay. So in that storm, what happened? Their ship has drowned and everyone is safe. Okay. So Ferdinand and the king of Naples, Antonio, everyone is roaming in the shore. Ariel is bringing Ferdinand in front of Prospero because it is the order of Prospero. By seeing Ferdinand, such a beautiful man, Ferdinand is falling in love with Miranda, and Miranda is also falling in love with Ferdinand. But Prospero wants to check the constancy of Ferdinand, so he is giving him some laborious works As Ferdinand is in love with Miranda is in love with Ferdinand, she could not bear with the heavy work done by Ferdinand. So while they were having some good conversation, Prospero is appearing in front of them and he is telling that I have overheard your conversation. I have given all this laborious work just to test you. Okay, and I am approving your love, accepting your affair. Who says this? Prospero says this, so that Miranda and Ferdinand were very happy. Now, Ariel is telling about King of Naples and Antonio. Okay, so they were very hungry. They were hungrily wandering in the island. So I have made to appear a banquet in front of them, and they were about to eat. I have made it to disappear, and I told them that he had done that because as a punishment to the cruelty done to Prospero and his daughter Miranda. Now King of Naples and Antonio are realizing their mistake, and Ariel is taking them into Prospero. Okay, now they are having a conversation. So Prospero is forgiving King of Naples and Antonio, and Prospero is showing Ferdinand and Miranda playing chess inside the cave. So King of Naples is very much happy to see his son Ferdinand, and Ferdinand is also happy to see his father, and his expectation is also that Miranda and Ferdinand have to get married, and Prospero is declaring the happy news that Ferdinand is saying that so he is my second father because he had given my daughter to me. Okay, so this is what we have seen. So in the end what happened, Antonio and King of Naples. Okay, so Antonio and King of Naples were forgiven by Prospero, and Ferdinand and Miranda were united in the marriage. Ariel is released by Prospero so that it is very happy, and everyone is going back to the Milan. Okay, again Prospero is going to become the king there. Okay, so this is the end. I hope every one of you have understood. Thank you for watching. Thank you.